Chalk Talk social fans, what is going on? It is Tuesday, December 16th, and I am officially in mourning of the loss of Micah Parsons ACL. The timing couldn't be worse. I was just gifted a Micah Parsons jersey that I'm now wearing. It arrived today. It literally arrived today on the back of the announcement that Micah Parsons is out for the season, and I'm wearing this to mourn the loss of maybe the Packers season. I don't know. I'm sad. My soul has been sucked clean away from my body. What's going on, Iman?
Hey, listen, I'm in a winner's circle this weekend, so I'm feeling a little better. But I hate to see superstars get injured. So as much as I talk shit about Micah Parsons, I wanted to see if he could kind of finish this season like he's supposed to, and really, which he was doing. He was playing tough. I've been telling a lot of people, man, I've just never seen so many ACL injuries in football in my life. And I've been around football a long time. And it's just, I think it's the turf. Maybe it's the new cleats. I don't know what it is, but just too many superstars going down, man. But hey, I got my glasses on for you, so I'm mourning with you. You know, y'all still got a chance, though. I mean, y'all still got a chance.
We'll get into it. Of course, per usual, when we talk about our teams. It's just tough, man. I mean, I think what's tough is seeing how bad we got exposed the second he was gone.
Yeah.
In a bad way, and this schedule doesn't get any easier. Vikings are winning football games right now. I'm not saying they're in it or like I'm worried, but Packers very much are going to have to earn their keep the rest of the season. And without Parsons, we're really going to find out what Jeff Hafley's made of, and we're really, really going to find out what this talent is made of with no Wyatt, no Parsons, Rashawn Gary, who the hell knows what's going on with him and his pass rush. Lucas Van Ness just returning. I have thoughts. We'll get into it. Obviously, we also saw Phillip Rivers almost beat the freaking Seahawks, man. What the hell?
No, Austin. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I had to watch that game. Now, I was watching a lot of games at the time. That shit is terrible. He was not throwing the ball past 5 yards. That was it. He looked like he couldn't move. He looked like an offensive lineman, too. He was super out of shape. I told somebody the other day, I think athletic quarterbacks really killed the NFL quarterback play, because the fact that they had to go get Phillip Rivers was weird to me, but they're about to lose the rest of the games because that shit was terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. They could have called me. I would have did better. I promise you I would have.
That is what a lot of people were talking about, actually. It's Phillip Rivers returning like that after retiring almost 5 years ago, 44, 45 years old, just looking like every bit of 245 pounds of dad bod out there, of literally grandfather Phillip Rivers out there. And it's a testament to like where the NFL is at with developing quarterbacks. If that's the best you can do, you're telling me there's not a single better third string guy. Kurt Benkert is another guy. I'm sure he's been online for a while now. Like he was a constant like third stringer practice squad guy for the Packers. But you're telling me that's a worse option than it's a testament to where they're at in the developing. If you're not like seen as a top guy or whatever, like they're clearly not trying to develop anything else, which I understand, you know, allocating certain resources and time to certain guys, but it's insane. There shouldn't be no world in which Phillip Rivers retired for almost 5 years, comes back and has a starting job a couple days after he signs at his age.
And that's kind of like all the franchises. Like nobody has backups anymore. Anybody lose their number one is bad. And I remember back in the days just being a Dallas Cowboy fan, losing Troy Aikman. Steve Berline came in and won games for us. I mean, Jason Garrett was a backup, was coming in, winning games for us. It's just quarterback position is in a bad spot right now in the NFL, because I was looking at that shit like, this is bad football. I just think it's bad for the brand, too. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's real bad for the brand because it didn't look good. And I guess it was a good story, but it looked bad for me. It was bad.
It seems like the best backups, only backups that like kind of work are the ones who have starting experience. They're just like fringe guys like the Davis Mills, the Jameis Winston.
Yep.
Shoot, even Malik Willis had a little bit, and, you know, he's had some run too, but Jake Browning, total flop. Joe Flacco's another one who's, you know, again, how is he coming back and still a better option? He's looked good, but like, you know, one of those things, man, and not for the Browns. So it's like, How is there nothing better? Anyways, we're getting deep, but
Yeah.
let's go into it. Top 10 and 10 on this fine Tuesday. Well, mostly fine Tuesday. I'm, again, grieving and mourning the loss of a very critical ACL in my life. Just let it be known I'm willing to donate my own, both of them, in case it's needed. Anyways, we got the top 10 and 10 to kick off the full show. Why don't we get right into it with number 1? We had the Heisman show, and Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman, goes on to give an all-time, how do you not love this guy type of speech. Very Tom Brady-esque, if I don't say so myself. Almost like he's signaling to a certain minority owner of the Raiders of who to draft in this next draft. But hey, first ever player to win the award from Indiana, so good for him. Finishes the season with 2,900 yards or 2,980 yards passing, whatever. 71% completion. He's got 33 touchdowns, 6 picks. It's weird. Those aren't exactly Heisman numbers from quarterbacks. If you compare it to like Burrow's Heisman, it's like half the numbers. Shoot, if you even compared them like recent other examples, those aren't the best numbers from quarterback we've seen lately, and from guys who have been candidates and not win and also winners. So, hey, whatever. Like I said, guy is just, the more he does, the more likable he gets. A franchise is going to get, a guy who's already essentially just Phillip Rivers in terms of his personality. Very likable dude, very much a dad. He likes to say flippin'. He's one of those guys. So, hey, Fernando Mendoza, good job to him beating out Pavia, who's catching a lot of bad heat right now. What's next?
Number 2, end of an era, or it's on hold. We don't know if the Chief dynasty is over or on pause right now, because after Sunday's loss, they are officially eliminated from the playoffs after losing to the LA Chargers 16-13, an insult to losing and not making the playoffs. The face of the NFL, one of the greatest players of all time, suffered an ACL injury. So it's looking like it's going to be bad for the Chiefs for the rest of the season. But now the only thing I will say is, if anybody can remember, after Tom Brady came back after his ACLs, after 3 Super Bowls, guess what? He came back to win 3 more. So that's the caveat of all of this going on. He may have a great second half of his career because he's arguably the second greatest player of all time. But listen, finally, the Chiefs will not be in the playoffs, will not play in the Super Bowl. It is either on hold or it's over. We'll see. But prayers to Patrick Mahomes, man. I hate to see the face of the league go down like that.
Well, let's keep it on brand with faces of the league going down. And Micah Parsons, Packers lose to the Broncos, and the Packers lose Micah Parsons. His ACL tear just got torched by Bo Nix in the second half of that game. The moment Parsons is out of that game, it was really a story of 2 halves with this one. If you would have told the Packers fan at the end of the first half that, hey, y'all are going to lose this game and your season might be cooked, they wouldn't have believed you. Because Jordan Love finishes the first half with over 200 passing yards against the elite Broncos defense. Everything going the Packers' way. And then within a 10-minute span in the second half, the Packers lost Micah Parsons, all-pro type of caliber right tackle Zach Tom, Evan Williams, a starting safety, and Christian Watson goes down with the shoulder injury, and they proceeded to get their ass absolutely handed to them on both sides of the ball. Like I said, Bo Nix goes off, maybe his best game of the year with 4 tuds, no interceptions, 302 passing yards. And the Packers defense just got totally exposed. And it was kind of the defense you thought they were going to be on paper without Parsons. And that's kind of what you got with a secondary that's struggling and a pass rush that is still lacking without the likes of Micah Parsons in there. So, hey, very scary outlook. The rest of the season is going to be tough. It's going to be bloody, and they're going to have to really earn their keep. What's next?
Number 4, finally, we are seeing who everybody thought Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be. This first-round pick, this guy who had the second highest QB grade since Andrew Luck starting to show his ass. If not, the quietest domination of football these past few weeks for the Jacksonville Jaguars after they're coming off a victory over the bad Jets, but it was a blowout. 48-20. My man, Sunshine, was 20 for 32 for 330 yards, and he accounted for 6 touchdowns, 5 passing and 1 on the ground. Literally, I told my friend the other day, the Jaguars came out of nowhere. I didn't even know they were playing this good the past few weeks, but it's behind the number 1 pick, Mr. Trevor Lawrence, is starting to play like an elite guy who's earning his $180 million. So how far can they go? We will see. But the Jaguars are looking like a dangerous teams in the playoff if Trevor Lawrence continues to play like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, let's keep it rolling with possible playoff contenders with the Ravens. They snapped back into form with a 24-0 shutout win over the Bengals. And hey, what was the reason for that victory? Well, it's got to be because our guy Butta was in attendance for his first ever Ravens game. Was just a wild. If anyone was following Butta at the Ravens game, it was wild. He had Chad Ochocinco escorting him around that stadium. And he was in Jamar Chase's suite with the Chase family. He got booted out of the suite because he had too much to cheer for.
Yeah.
They kicked him right out of the suite because he was cheering too much. And then, of course, at the end of the game, he's on the sidelines getting to meet his guy, Lamar Jackson, just
Big
all around. Hey, the coolest experience for a guy who busts his tail to make content and be, hey, no questions, #1 Ravens fan out there. I think the internet would agree on that. But
for sure.
Big shout out to Butter. That's so awesome for him. And look, hey, AFC is wide open. The Ravens are not dead yet. If that offense can just get firmly on track and stay on track, and if Lamar is maybe healthier now than he was when he came back, when he returned from injury, hey, why not? Why not? The defense is showing a lot more flashes. The offense we saw what it can do. We saw it can be good. Now it's the Bengals defense, and it was only 24 points. So that is a caveat. What's next?
Number 6, the Rams defeated the Lions this weekend 41-34, and on the back of a historic day of our guy Puka Nacua, who Austin thinks is probably the best receiver in the league. Not so much me, but 9 receptions, 181 yards, and also to me, Matt Stafford is the MVP and the best quarterback in the NFL right now, going 24 for 38, 368 yards and 2 tuds. Now, will they be able to survive without Devontae Adams, who leads the league in touchdowns as receiver? We'll see. But I'm thinking if Matt Stafford is playing like this and Puka Nacua, we know he's throwing him the football and he's still making just unbelievable catches. I think the Rams are going to be hard to beat because Matt Stafford at 37 is playing the best in the NFL right now, and he's looking like he's one of the greatest of all time. I mean, his arm talent is just exceptional every Sunday. So how far can the Rams go? We'll see. But Puka Nacua, right. Stafford, big 2.
Nuts. Well, how about keeping trend again, this time with another insane arm talent, another top MVP candidate. Josh Allen and the Bills win a thriller over the Patriots, and Josh Allen, hey, firmly back on top with Stafford in the MVP run-ins right now. The Patriots had a 21-0 lead with 2 minutes left in the first half, and they righteously blowed it. But Josh Allen has been one of the best second-half quarterbacks in ball this year. He finished the game out in the second half with 14 for 20 passing, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Him and running back James Cook in the effort became the first ever teammates with 2 seasons together of 10-plus rushing touchdowns each. So that backfield is just murdering everyone, running all over people. In that game, Travion Henderson, let's be clear about him for the Patriots. Speaking of running, he is all the way arrived. He is here to stay since he's taken over in week 9 for the Patriots. His games consist of 87-yard game. He had a 159-yard game with 2 tuds, 93-yard game with 3 tuds, 81-yard game, 88-yard game, 161 yards and 2 tuds. Like this, hey, folks, this guy's legit. That Pat's backfield is going to be a problem for at least the next 8 years with him and Drake May operating back there. But hey, Bills, that defense is just dog water. But Josh Allen and James Cook keep pulling them through. What's next?
Number 8, finally, JJ Dynamite McCarthy is starting to make me look like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the QB position because he had another solid outing and another victory. And yes, it's over the Dallas Cowboys, but 34-26, he went 15 for 24 for another 250 yards, 2 tuds, and he also added one with his feet. But he's just starting to look more comfortable back there. He's starting to make some elite throws. Yes, he's still missing. He missed Justin Jefferson coming across the middle and the sideline throw 1 or 2 times. But he is starting to get his swag, his groove. You've seen him do the gritty when he scored. It wasn't Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase gritty, but we'll take it. But he, like I said, he's slowly starting to make me look like I know what I'm talking about. Also, another rookie, which JJ's not a rookie, but it's first year playing. But Tyler Shough had another upset victory over the Panthers, 20-17. He went 24 for 32, 272 yards. And a lot of people was asking, you draft him over Shedeur. You draft him. Why? You're starting to see why. He's a better passer of the football. He's a better athlete under center. So nobody's got a question anymore because Tyler Shough is starting to put together game after game to understand people why he was drafted over y'all guy, Shedeur Sanders.
That time. All right. Over to the NBA quick. The often criticized NBA Cup for being a gimmicky thing the NBA does delivered, let's call it a great semifinals before the NBA Cup that's going to feature the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs in the finals. Look, the Spurs ended OKC's 16-game win streak in Wemby's return, and finally a team that can beat the freaking Thunder. It can be done. They win 111-109, and say what you will about the NBA Cup, that was probably the best game of the NBA season so far in that semifinals. Wemby plays limited minutes, drops a crucial 22 points. Like he wasn't on the shelf for the last 12 games, 16 games, however many it was. And then on the other side of that, the Knicks took it to the Magic with another. This was a high score, 132-120. Just another sick game in the semifinals. Jalen Brunson drops his season best, 40 points on a smooth 60% shooting, and the Knicks are rapidly rising right now. We just had that Knicks fan on last week that y'all talked to, Eddie, and y'all talked about that Giannis trade, and we heard the fans in the comment section. They do not want Giannis in New York. It has been pretty clear from the fans that they got a really good thing going right now. Mike Brown has got this team in a great spot. They got the right pieces. They got the right depth. It ain't worth sacrificing for a superstar to try to keep going when they had a very good thing going. So Knicks, hot. Spurs, back. What's next?
Last but not least, I got to show 10 a little local love to freshmen. Hear me, freshmen in high school, Imani Moore, this weekend, second track meet of the indoor season. End up running VA number 1 and US number 3 in the 55. Listen to me, people, 698 in the 55-meter dash as a freshman. But not only did she come back and run US number 2 and VA number 2 in the 300-meter at 38.62. When I tell y'all, listen, freshmen aren't running 38 seconds in the 300, and they're not running under 7 seconds in the 55. When I tell y'all this is a name you have to watch for the next 3 years, Imani Moore, freshman at Verina High School in Richmond, Virginia. Great weekend. Awesome job. Like I said, U.S. number 3 in the 55 and U.S. number 2 in the 300. Good job, Imani.
Dang. Man, you were just always around I swear, the fastest people in this country somehow.
Listen, as much as I look at football and baseball and basketball, I literally I study every result from every meet on the East Coast, Midwest, South, and West. I'm really a encyclopedia when it comes to track and field.
Damn.
Like, I know all the good athletes around the nation from probably 95 to now. Literally, I'm not even gonna lie to you because I'm always on it. I just look at it all day. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're constantly talking about these people who are just lightning speed Olympians in high school is just nuts.
Yeah.
But hey, so clearly something's going right. But wanna, I guess, quick tap into first because you talked about Matt Stafford is hey, no doubt MVP guy right now. I mean, I think it's worth at least let's talk Stafford versus Josh Allen right now because I think obviously I don't think Jordan Love's there yet. He's crawling, but he's not there. And Drake May just played the Bills, and we thought we were going to see an MVP performance versus MVP, and Drake May totally shit the bed. And that's against a Bills defense that's not been good this season. So at least run defense-wise, they've been terrible. And we saw that with Henderson having another huge game. But Drake May really did nothing besides I think he had a pick and 2 rushing touchdowns, funny enough. But I think that one clearly put Josh Allen back over him. I know Drake May, they beat him the first time they played Buffalo. But are you still keeping Stafford over Josh Allen right now?
So let me give you this real quick. I think Mike Vrabel blew that game. I don't think that was on Drake May. I think that was on Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels play calling. They should have wrapped that game up. But I'm just leaning towards Matt Stafford because he's 37. And I know I shouldn't be doing like age bias, but I just feel like at 37, this guy shouldn't be playing this well, this good, this elite. And granted, yes, he has one of the top 5 receivers in the league, but I mean, I'm going with Matt Stafford because just at this age, how he's looking. And granted, I told you before, I mean, Josh Allen literally is. Are we looking at one of the greatest quarterbacks ever? And now I do want to say that. Are we looking at somebody that can go down as the greatest quarterback ever? But I just don't see them winning the Super Bowl, so I think that's going to hurt them. But yeah, I'm going with Matt Stafford. He's just so efficient. I mean, he's still making elite. I mean, his throws, I'm not lying, Austin. I just look at him throwing like he can't still be doing this at 37. It's just
he's in a great environment. He's in a great environment to just keep cooking. And look, Devontae Adams goes down, but Kobe Parkinson, their tight end, has a career game. Like Stafford just gets the system's working. Stafford's executing it. They got dogs, Kyren Williams just has another season going over 1,000 yards right now. I mean, hey, and also, it's funny, if we're on the old man quarterback topic real quick, Phillip Rivers, funny enough, comes back right before that health insurance expires because it expires after 5 years, and he comes back right before the ticker expires. So now he's got the restart on the health insurance for the next 5 years after this year. So, hey, shout out to him. Going to be able to support himself and his family for another while, at least on health insurance. So, anyways, I agree. It's hard to go against Stafford with what he's doing, regardless of the age stuff. But I think where Josh Allen, and also to your point, Josh Allen will be one of the greatest ever. Most career touchdowns before the age of 30, Josh Allen, I think he's at 299. And now I think the next closest is at like 260. So, I mean, that's taking in Mahomes and all the greats ever. Josh Allen's blowing them away in career touchdowns before 30. So, fair arguments. The thing with Allen, I think, is a little bit more impressive is what he's doing it with. You got Stafford out there balling with Kyren Williams and Devontae Adams and the best offensive play caller in football and Puka Nacua and tight ends playing their ass off. Meanwhile, on Josh Allen's side, as good as Khalil Shakir is, and, Kincaid, like the weapons aren't the same. Keon Coleman can't figure it out. Josh Palmer ain't a guy. And when you think about, okay, what's on the other side of the ball that the quarterback's having to compensate for, the Bills' defense is terrible. They've allowed 185 yards rushing 6 times this season.
Ew.
That is horrible. And you think about the games where the Bills have won, like they're down 28-18 against the Bengals in the fourth quarter. They win that game. They're down 21-0, like we said, to the Patriots at half. They win that game. They're down 40-25 on your Ravens in the fourth quarter, 40-25, and they win that game. And when you think of what Josh Allen is doing to compensate for the stuff that's not going well, when the Bills have allowed 30-plus points, Josh Allen is now 4-1, and the rest of the league is 9-95 when their team allows 30 points. 9-95. Meanwhile, Josh Allen is 4-1. So he is overcoming a terrible defense, and he's doing very well with it. And you have to give James Cook credit too. Thurman Thomas
was balling.
He's balling. 72 yards away from Thurman Thomas's single season rushing record. So he's going to get that. Probably having the best rushing season for a Bills running back in history. But I think Josh Allen, when you put the numbers side by side too, like they both have favorable end of season schedules that they're probably going to kick some ass. But and then when you put them like that, you put the numbers next to each other, it's all close. But then the visible impact is the eye test. You're an eye test guy. Like I feel like they're very, very close. But when Josh Allen has those moments of graceful dominance, it's just a little different. Like the running element, that extra element is just, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning back to Josh Allen. I know it hasn't been as clean as Stafford this year, but the impact and what he's also working with it's tough for me, right? It's tough. They're 100 yards difference in passing yards. Same amount of touchdowns. Allen has four more total turnovers. That's kind of the difference, but Allen technically has 100 more total yards. So,
and I always tell people, so coordinators get a lot of credit, but are coordinators good because they have elite quarterbacks, or coordinators good because they scheme up. So Sean McVay gets a lot of credit, but we all know he lost Super Bowls with Jared Goff. Matt Stafford makes anybody look like a great play caller because it's not a throw on the field that he cannot make. Josh Allen is good too. And you always wonder, who's coaching colleges where he wasn't recruited to go anywhere? This guy was not recruited to go anywhere. He had to go to Wyoming. He had to go to like JUCO and then go to Wyoming. What are these college coaches looking at? Because, I mean, you can say what you want to say. He's top 5 quarterback of all time, and I've been watching football a long time. We're talking about just skill set, throws, clutchness, just running, toughness. He's top 5. No doubt about it.
Already, yeah.
So, but I like I say, I'm going with the Matt Stafford, the older guy, just really just at his peak right now. And I just think the Rams will go further. I think the Rams will end up with a better record because I just don't see what the Bills is doing is sustainable. I just don't think that's gonna.
That's the thing.
That's an era that's run out.
I think you just are making a case for Josh Allen, though. What is around him is so not good. It is not a Super Bowl team around Josh Allen, besides James Cook, perhaps. That's like kind of it right now. Like those two are carrying this entire Bills wagon into the playoffs. Like I said, Josh Allen and Snow is amazing. In the second halves of games this season, he's been insane. He's got an 83% adjusted completion percentage in the second half, over 2,300 yards total yards. 24 total touchdowns, only 4 picks, and 117 passer rating. So he takes over games and he totally controls. And, the Bills defense has not been really helping him win. And he just is doing all of this to keep coming back from games. I mean, if Josh Allen is within 10 points of your team in a scoreboard, your team's in trouble. You're in danger.
Yeah, you better call some plays because it might be over.
You better get right real quick.
You may be right, man. Maybe I'm just looking out for the older guys, man.
I get it. I mean, Stafford's dominance is no one can take that away from him. But I think the full picture of it, especially with Josh Allen being the multi-threat with the legs, I mean, I think if they at least make AFC Championship, I will give you that. I think Stafford will go further, and I think that'll help his case. But if the Bills make the AFC Championship again, and gosh, if they make it again and don't make a Super Bowl, goodness, there's going to be some.
I think they're going out in the first round, though, Austin. I don't think that they cannot sustain. Is that sustainable? That's just not sustainable because you got to think New England's not going to let them come back again. Trust me, Mike Vrabel and them are going to watch that film. I just think they're going to get put out the first round because, like you said, Sean McDermott is a terrible coach. That defense is horrendous. And once again, he's throwing to nobody who wants to make plays. I'm just being honest. He has nobody. But yeah, I just don't think you can give the MVP to a first round exit.
I get it. Yeah, unless the numbers are crazy. Well, staying on the track of sustaining things, the Lions have not been able to sustain any type of winning football. Listen, dating back to week 5, they have switched a win and a loss every week since week 5. They don't have a win streak or nothing. They can't keep a streak going. So, you got something to say. Why can't they string these wins together? What's going on?
I'm not sure. But now I do know if you're a betting man that every time they lose, they win. So if you want to bet for the Lions this week, go ahead put the house on them. I'm not sure what's going on, but just like the Bills, their defense is suspect. Like it got a lot of holes because their offense is clicking. I mean, in the NFL, if you're scoring 30 points, you should be able to win.
Yeah.
Just point blank, period. I do think late in games, Dan Campbell just his play calling is just weird to me. He used to be super aggressive. So early he's not so aggressive. Then later he gets more aggressive. And I'm like, well, you need to be aggressive early. I can't put a finger on them because they're super talented. I mean, they look good at spurts in the game, and then you look and be like, what are y'all doing? So it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell with the Lions right now. But I'm going to bet on them this Sunday, though.
Okay, it's a fair move. They haven't strung together consecutive losses or wins since week 5. So Fair move. I think, again, like you said, it's a defense. And I know fans are saying how bad the ref screwed him over. That touchdown that got called for the Rams guy when he was clearly 2 yards, knee down at the 2-yard line. That might have been the furthest away I've ever seen a dude from scoring and get called a touchdown. Like, he was nowhere close to the line. I don't know how you called
it. Score, but they were going to score.
They were going to score anyways, but like, how the hell do you call that a touch? I can't fathom.
LA.
I can't fathom what was said in the headphones. Like, we're going to call this, but y'all better sprint off the field. So yes, Rams had an impact. The refs had an impact on that Rams-Lions game. But look, at the end of the day, Lions gave up 41 points. They gave up over 350 passing yards. They gave up over 150 rushing yards. Puka, maybe the best game of his career. Like I said earlier, no Devontae Adams. Well, Colby Parkinson goes off and maybe has the game of his career. And like you said, that defense, it flat out sucks. I was trying to figure out why, because I'm not a Lions fan, so I don't want to, speak out my ass entirely. So I went around looking at a bunch of Lions stuff, reading some things, and a common theme I was kind of coming across is the way the defense is being called. And I went and confirmed on a stat sheet I followed that, yes, they're calling a ton of cover one, and then they're loading the box. And it's get called out a lot, how often they're loading the box and how often they're playing cover one. And then you see what is happening. They're getting torched in the air. And then, yeah, of course, there's always the injuries that are in play, but like there's been no creativity. And when there is injuries, why is the scheme not adjusting? Why are you not pivoting and, adjusting your scheme if you know you don't got certain guys that are, there to execute the scheme and you got to change things? They're not doing that. And so I think that's where fans are truly pissed. And then the other thing is, of their 6 losses, in 4 of those losses, it's just shut down Jahmyr Gibbs and the running game and you're going to win, right? Week 1 against Green Bay, he had 19 yards rushing. That's a loss. Week 9 against Minnesota, 25 yards rushing, loss. Week 11 to Philly, 39 yards rushing, loss. And then week 15 to LA, 38 yards rushing, loss. I mean, and again, Green Bay held their own against the run game when we played them. So I think that's 5 of 6 games where you just slow down the run game. As good as Dan Campbell has been, since taking over play calling, that seems to be their kryptonite with, like, if you're on the other side of the ball then. So they got some problems.
Yeah, but I think that's also play calling too, because I'm forcing Jahmyr Gibbs the ball because he's a guy that all he needs is a little crease. I just think in games like this where he is being held to minimum yards, you just got to keep forcing him the ball because he's going to break one. And these D coordinators who don't have like Deion Sanders or Darryl Green, I get confused why they be so aggressive too. Like cover one in the NFL, you're setting yourself up, especially when you're on guys on the other side are all pro guys. I'm doubling. I'm being super cover 4, cover 3, 2-man. I'm cover 1. Who the fuck y'all think y'all got at DB? Y'all don't have any all pros, any pro bowlers at DB. And I get it. I guess he figured if we can get home, we can kind of save them, but they haven't been getting home. They don't have any pass rush whatsoever. So it's like, you got to be an idiot to be so aggressive. So maybe that is, but I mean, I guess Aaron Glenn wasn't the answer either because the Jets defense is bad. So I don't know. Maybe it's the personnel, but
I was about to say that on the personnel front is like, I think a lot of people believe on paper this defense is really talented and is like year to year really talented, but like year to year is I was like, well, maybe they're really not that talented. Brian Branch, great player. The Terrion Arnold experience is not living up to expectations yet. Neither is like really anything at cornerback that they were hoping for. But also like, the cornerback room has not been in a good place. It's not in a good place in any capacity. So they got that they're working with. One thing we got to call out though, I saw someone pull up the stats between Stafford and Goff because it's this is a trade game between that big trade, franchise altering trade between these two teams. In the 49 games that both of them have played since 2021, including the playoffs. Both are averaging essentially 261 yards a game, almost to the dot. Both are averaging exactly 7.7 pass yards per attempt. Goff has 146 pass touchdowns. Stafford has 145. And then passer rating wise, Goff has a passer rating 2 points higher than Stafford. Who won the trade?
The Rams. They got a Super Bowl.
They got a Super Bowl. Yep.
I don't care about none of that shit. When it came down to it and Stafford had a chance to win because Jared Goff was in the Super Bowl, they couldn't do shit. I don't know if anybody ever remember that. That was the worst offensive performance that I've seen in the Super Bowl ever. So they can talk to their faces blue. Stafford and the Rams won the trade because he bought home a ring and he looked good doing it. And Jared Goff was just awful in the Super Bowl. I remember it. I'm telling you, I was in North Carolina. I had to DJ a wedding. It was awful. It was awful.
Wow. All right. I mean, yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. They got the Super Bowl. I just wanted to see what you would say. But all right. How about we do some more comparison, though, between Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud, two quarterbacks that I didn't think that, I mean, clearly no one was really talking about to start the season, Jags and Texans, that now both teams are hot as hot gets. The Texans are on a 6-game win streak, I believe. And both of them are just on crazy win streaks, winning a lot of football. Trevor Lawrence playing maybe the best football of his career in this last 3-week stretch, where he's got 10 touchdowns, no picks, doing everything right type of thing. So which of these two, you know, if you had to pick your fandom, is going to go to the Jags or the Texans, and you're kind of like looking at the quarterbacks, who are you trusting your fandom with? Who are you buying into more, Stroud or Lawrence?
Listen.
Take the whole situation in the picture.
Yeah, I've been a Trevor Lawrence criticizer, so salute him for starting to play good. But I'm going with CJ Stroud because CJ Stroud just does more. Like you said before, does more. He has a defensive head coach. If it wasn't for Liam Cohen, would Trevor Lawrence be playing this well? Let's be clear, because he's been in the league long enough. He's never won. CJ Stroud has been winning since he's been in the league, been looking good. So I'm going with CJ Stroud, but I'm impressed by Trevor Lawrence and how he's been playing, because I understand what importance is with coaching and development and scheme. So he's finally found a guy who can kind of lean on what he does well and understands him. He's been balling. I give him that. He's been balling, sunshine. I'm still not a fan yet. But he's been balling. But I'm going CJ Stroud all day, every day in the NFL. He's shown that he can win games.
Even though the way Lawrence is moving with his legs right now, and I think you're seeing what Trevor Lawrence's ceiling kind of looks like with a coach. I mean, speaking of Liam Cohen, we got to give the guy flowers. He's coached 14 games for the Jaguars and is now only 4 wins away from entering the top 5 most winningest coaches in Jaguars history after 14 games. That's nuts. And I think Gus Bradley is number 5 and has coached 63 more games than him as the number like that. So Cohen, hot start.
Coaching matters, man.
Coaching matters. I mean, you mentioned it, the Texans. I mean, talking about the Texans, ever since the Jaguars blew that 29-10 lead in the fourth quarter to the Texans, they have been 5-0 and have outscored opponents 171-72 since that game and that blowout, or that big blown lead. Sorry, jeez.
You know my biggest thing though, Austin. Quarterbacks and head coach are judged on what? Wins, playoff wins, big wins. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have any. That's why we never say Dan Marino is better than Tom Brady. We never say Warren Moon was better than Joe Montana. You can have all the stats. You can look all good. You can use your feet. Nobody's ever going to say Mike Vick was better than Russell Wilson. You got to win some fucking games. So I'm always going to go with the winner at quarterback, and CJ Stroud has been winning.
But then, I mean, neither of them's got a ring. Neither of them's got a championship game. I think to that extent, if I'm taking full picture and I'm putting my fandom on the line here, and I got to pick Jags or Texans, I'm taking the Jaguars play calling and head coach offensively. I'm taking their offensive play calling over the Stroud and the Texans offense, because Nick Caley, I'm not sure he's going to have a job there next year. So, and again, when you're starting over with a new system offensively too, that's probably going to set CJ Stroud back a little bit. We see what happens. All those quarterbacks that roll through the Brown system with constant coaching changes and constant new offense, it fucks with you as a quarterback and trying to learn these new systems and schemes year after year after year. Look at Brady Quinn, one of the most talented QBs to ever come out in terms of just a pure passer.
No,
you didn't like. No, he was incredible. Come on.
No, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I watched him. He's a bum. He's a bum. I wish I.
There's no way you're saying that when he was playing.
I was. I'm telling you. I wish I could go back and videotape. I used to tell people he's going to be a bum in the NFL. He's going to be a bum. He's undersized.
Maybe I was a kid, but I was always so impressed. I loved watching him when I was a kid. I was like, God dang, this guy's good. I didn't know anything.
He was a bum. Yeah, he was a bum. I was saying it then. He was a bum.
That's Okay. Well, how about this? Stroud's weapons then. I'll take Stroud's weapons over Trevor Lawrence's weapons, even with Hunter and Brian Thomas and those guys. Like,
Whew.
I don't know, man. I really
You
like
taking Nico Collins over Brian Thomas?
After this year. Yeah, Nico Collins is balling out. Brian Thomas can barely hold on to a job right now. He certainly can't hold on to a football. So Nico Collins
He's
has been
having
nothing.
a down year.
Yeah.
Last year he
It looked good.
He
But so
put
did Nico
the
Collins.
NFL on notice though. But he
But
was
he-
young.
Nico Collins is like 27, 26. And he is balling out. He's like
Pretty good.
he's like a generic brand AJ Brown in a sense. Just a big dude, fast dude, gonna win a lot of contested catches, and just tough as hell to guard. Big ass cat. I don't know. I like Jaden Higgins. He's come alive really well, and tight end is kind of a wash. Dalton Schultz has been super consistent all year.
Yeah.
Well, Brenton Strange probably a little bit more upside in terms of a field stretcher, but yeah, even with Travis Hunter and ETN, like I don't know. I kind of like right now. I like the Texans' weapons better personally, but again, Lawrence's ability as a runner gives him slightly, I think, more potential as like an all around quarterback. Where I think the problem is here is neither have proven themselves and fully established themselves as killer passers in this league. Neither have. The thing is, Stroud's only a couple years in the league, whereas Lawrence is a few years more into the league, and they're right now kind of at the same spot in terms of as a passer. So for me, that tells me Stroud's upside, should he keep developing, is just going to continue to pass Lawrence in that sense. But if Lawrence is going to play like this, and that's the other thing, he hasn't had any stretches where he doesn't turn the ball over. Consistent. This is like one of his best stretches of his career, and it's been 3 games since he's turned the ball over, at least like an interception. So he struggled with turnovers really bad. So I don't know. I think I'm Michael Lawrence on this one. And I've said it before. I'm not a believer either. 77 overall in Madden since he came out of Clemson. But we all knew what the ceiling was with him. And if someone could just get him there, it's going to be crazy. And it could be.
But they were saying his ceiling was one of the greatest ever. He's not close to that.
Hasn't lived up to it.
He's not close. So and maybe it's just some organization. He's had talent.
Coaching. He's on constant coaching.
Urban Meyer is one of the greatest offensive.
That was a flop. That was horrible. He was out there touching girls on the side. He was
getting up on them young girls. So you're right about that one.
Doug Peterson, I'm surprised it didn't work.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it didn't work.
Great offensive coach too.
Allegedly,
he won with Nick Foles. How do you? No, come on, Austin. He won with Nick Foles against the greatest. Not only did they win with Nick Foles, they outscored Tom Goat Brady. Come on now.
I give you that. No, I'm not taking that away.
Offensive guys.
I agree. I think the other thing with Lawrence is, and it is, a lot of people use this as cope as Jaguars fans. This team drops the ball all the time. The last 2 years, no one's dropped the ball more than these guys. And the amount of throws and lost drives and the impact on Lawrence's stat line as well, coming from drops, is like number 1 in football. So that's tough. I mean, you can use drops. Drops gets to a point where you can use it as an excuse. The Jaguars are in that category of you can count the drops as an excuse because it impacts their offense that much with how many drops they've had the last 2 years.
Sure.
And that's tough. And, there was a point I was like, you can't use that excuse. Everyone's got it. But now 2 years straight of it is like, that's tough.
And some organizations you just look at like, they're never going to win. Jaguars are never going to win. I don't care what nobody say. That is an organization that we can guarantee they're never going to win.
Man, that's tough. I mean, remember when they had Jalen Ramsey, the Jalen Ramsey year? That defense was insane.
I remember Mark Brunell.
Oh, yeah,
Fred Taylor and them.
Oh, yeah.
Then,
Jimmy Smith. Come on.
Yeah, but even after that, they made the AFC Championship game. The quarterback from UCF, what is his name? He came
Blake Bortles?
Yep, Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles' year was sick.
But they find a way to just be losers.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true, man. And look, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, we got to give him credit. Only quarterback in history with a game with 300+ passing yards, 5+ touchdowns, 50+ rushing yards, and 1+ touchdown rushing. Only quarterback to ever do that. So
good.
Quite literally had a historic game. I don't know. I'm 50-50. I'm like going 51-49 Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking he's gonna get me. I'll bump that Madden rating up to 78 for him. How about that? But how about some studs that no one's really talking about
Okay.
that I feel like we should give some credit to? They're not getting talked about in the MVP race, which I get it. But first off, hey, we got to talk about Christian McCaffrey's season a little bit more here. This guy's about to eclipse 1,000 season, and should he do that, will be the first player to ever have multiple 1,000 seasons. And so he's 78 rushing yards away from rushing for 1,000 and 160 receiving yards away. Also has 14 touchdowns, like having a hell of a year altogether. And let's be quite clear in who has carried this 49ers team and offense this year has been Christian McCaffrey with Mac Jones at quarterback and Brock Purdy at quarterback. All the receivers hurt. Ayuk hasn't played. Kittle's been hurt. Everyone else on that offense as a pass catcher has been hurt. And the only constant through it all has been CMC being massive in these games, and a big reason why, when they got a JV defense on top of it, because everyone's hurt on that side of the ball, that somehow they just keep winning all these damn games. So CMC's got to get some more love for the year he's having. And his, the yards per carry, he's only got 3.6, but he has a 47% at his rushing success rate is 47%, which is right about on par for his career.
Yeah.
So he's still effective when he's touching the ball.
I'm gonna tell you though, it's something about running backs who are great receivers too. Because I remember when you talk about greatest running backs of all time, nobody ever mentioned Marshall Faulk, and he's like one of the first that ever do 1,000 reception. So it's like CMC is just being tucked under. They're talking about the Jahmyr Gibbs and the Jonathan Taylors, but what he's doing, and he's staying healthy. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx him. Staying healthy, doing it. Like literally, he's just a weapon that could be anywhere. And I'm with you. They're slowly starting to win more games now. Purdy's starting to get a little swag. Maybe white running backs just don't get the credit. All right, let me just say that white running backs don't get the credit they deserve. But I think he should be mentioned more for the MVP.
Yeah, I get. We don't exactly have the greatest track record of credibility at the position of the white folks. So I understand the lack of trust there and buying in all the way. But Marshall Faulk, one of the first Madden I ever got was the one Marshall Faulk on the cover. Wow, I think it was like 02 or 01, something like that. Okay. I loved Marshall Faulk in those games. Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James, those type of dudes that are just going to get you. You can just dump the ball off to, and they're a great runner. I loved Edgerrin James growing up too. All right, another guy. He's getting talked about a lot. Let's be clear, but we might be talking about the greatest season from a tight end in NFL history with Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals on that dumpster fire of a team. Hear me out now. Single season tight end records. Hear me out now. Hold up. Single season tight end records. Zach Ertz has the receiving record for 116 catches in a year. With 3 games left, McBride is at 105 freaking catches. The receiving yards leader is Kelsey with 1,400 yards in a season. Again, 3 games left, 1,071 yards for McBride. And then Gronk, 17 touchdowns in a season. McBride's at 10. But again, not an MVP guy, but a guy who flies under the radar. I saw a stat that he's in first place in fantasy right now. And I believe number 2 is Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce is closer to number 28th ranked David Njoku than he is ranked close to number 1. That's a gap. That's a big gap. Yeah, so McBride's having it, and no one talks about because the Cardinals are a dumpster fire. They're not doing anything this season. They're last place of a great division, so rightfully so. No one talks about Cardinals. But Trey McBride, man, this is a gem, an all-time gem, and an all-time waste of a franchise. It's Larry Fitzgerald 2.0 happening with McBride.
Empty calories, Austin.
You say that about Fitzgerald, though?
No, because Fitzgerald made a couple NFC Championship games, a Super Bowl, so we got to see what Trey McBride does.
Kurt Warner, sure.
And it's empty calories. And Austin, I can tell you right now, you would not choose Trey McBride over at least 7 other tight ends in the league. Let's be clear. I don't care. Let's get to stats away because he's going to get stats. Nobody else is on this fucking team doing anything. Like the reception.
Michael Wilson's been insane. With no Harrison, Michael Wilson's been insane. You see his numbers without Harrison there.
But this is what I'm saying. They got to throw the ball to somebody. That's my only thing. When you're losing and you're always down, they have to throw the ball to somebody. But I know for sure, I can name 7 guys that you would pick ahead of him. And like I said, Zach Ertz reception. No, that's if he can get close to Gronk and Kelsey, I'll be like maybe 17 touchdowns in a year. But the receptions don't mean anything to me because Jason Witten is the leading reception for like Dallas, and he's he's not terrible, but it's like they had to throw the ball to somebody.
You do have to throw the ball to someone, but there's a level of is the offense efficient when you're getting the ball to? Are you catching things? Are you winning the one-on-ones? And he's checking all those boxes. Oh. So yeah, you can get volume, but like if you're not winning contested catches, if you're not beating your guy off the line, if you're not able to like be a dynamic field stretcher, that's the thing about him is he's a dynamic field stretcher. He wins off the line. He's gritty as all hell. He is the passer rating Jacoby has to him is one of the best in football. Like they're really effective.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Austin. Would you take him over Tucker Kraft?
Hell no.
Exactly. Never. I wouldn't either. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't either. I watch both of them play.
It's different between is he the best tight end and is he having the best season from a tight end? There's a difference.
No, but I think it's like NBA shit. The stats can kind of overhype people. Like James Harden, once again, I talk about James Harden. I don't mean to talk about the NBA. His stats just make him look better than really what he is. And in the NFL now, we're gonna just have tremendous passing stats now because that's what the league is. So the eye test, I'm not choosing. No.
Eye test, yes. I'm taking Tucker Kraft over every tight end in football. And I'm not thinking twice about it. And that's not even a bias because he's arguably the best. For a guy who's an elite, the best yards after catch tight end, maybe pass catcher in all of football. That counts wide receivers. That counts running backs. He's also a beast when you ask him to block in line. He will get after it blocking. In fact, I believe that's how he got hurt was on a chip block, was his injury. I'll take Tucker Kraft all day. He does everything McBride does and more. I think the thing with McBride, he's automatic. And again, volume, whatever it is, he is automatic. And you put him on a real football team, and I think there's real conversation. If it's just like a big market thing. No one's going to talk about him or acknowledge his greatness when he's in Arizona, and they're sucking. If he was the tight end of the Rams right now, we're talking about McBride in a different type of echelon, I'm thinking. Because of the national spotlight and the record and how they're playing as a team, I just think it's a different conversation. That's all. I agree with you. He's not the best tight end, but he's having the best tight end season in a long, long time. Automatic. I'll just leave it at that. That's all. Okay. I see your point. I agree with your point. And then one last guy, we got to shout out Myles Garrett. Because he's a half sack away from the record with 3 games left. Yo, this is an MVP season. I think of all these guys, if you're about to have the all-time sacks record, we got to talk about you in the MVP conversation, do we not? Is that wrong? Regardless of how bad your team is?
No, yeah. What he's doing, and you got to think about it. Who's not double teaming him? Who's not chipping him? Who's not running away from him? Who's not rolling away from him? What he's doing is just, goodness freaking. 3 games left. I want to see how many he can just take this record over where it's never going to be broke again. Yeah.
I say he gets 26.
In the top 3. You think?
I think 26. He finished with 26 sacks.
Shit, that
ain't getting touched.
That's a lot of fucking sacks. When you just think about 26 sacks in a year, when they know that you're the most dominant player. Let's be clear. Because Michael Strahan, I remember Brett Favre literally just gave him.
Laid his ass down. Fucking coward.
Gave him the sack. Myles Garrett has been working for every last. 26 is crazy, wouldn't it?
I bet he gets 26.
Wow.
He's at 22. He's a half sack away from the record.
But I think
3 games.
Every team's got to be like, you can't break the record on me, though. That's why I think it's going to get a little harder. He may get 2 more because a lot of these teams going to be like, no, you're not going to break the record on me.
I'm telling you, if it comes down to the last game, Browns ain't benching anyone.
No.
Garrett's going to be out there playing for a record, and it's going to be scary as all shit. You better have your whole offensive line shifting his way. You better have the running back and the tight end on his side every play, or he's going to get you. The boogeyman's going to get you. You can't escape him.
You're right.
It's like him and Parsons have been double and tripled all year. You can't escape him. He's made the best look like dust. Trent Williams, that clip you shared, dust. So Myles Garrett deserves more talk. He'll never get it because he's on the Browns, and defensive guys just don't get it anymore. So, but man, yeah, I don't know what it would take. I wonder if there's a number that it would take for Myles Garrett to get MVP on a sack perspective, because he's a good run defender too. He's an everything guy.
26
and he's the best.
Gotta be that number though, Austin.
There's no way.
26 is crazy.
At what point is Myles Garrett the MVP? How many sacks does he need to be the MVP?
Shit. If he get 26 and he don't win it, I mean, this NFL is bullshit now, because that would be the most valuable player in the NFL. 26 sacks in a season.
Yep, but it's just like your Josh Allen argument. There's no playoffs for this team.
Yeah.
But shoot.
Fuck, that's a lot of sacks, though.
It's a lot of sacks. Well, let's stay on it. We would just Micah Parsons just came up, so let's transition. Let me have my morning session here, my grieving session. If I may. My soul is dead. In a uniquely wide open NFC where no one is dominant and anyone could win it all this year. Losing Micah Parsons on top of losing Elton Jenkins and Tucker Kraft and Devontae Wyatt and Zach Tom. Christian Watson's banged up again. Josh Jacobs is looking shaky in terms of being hurt. The Packers might be too injured to compete in a uniquely wide open NFC right now. And having Jordan Love helps in a big way. There's no doubt about it. But that defense might start getting cooked a little bit. And the Packers offense is going to kind of have to execute at the highest level that they have all season, because realistically, this defense, after we saw what happened when Parsons went out, got murdered. Granted, good Broncos team. But you're probably going to have to score 25 plus a week. Because of what we saw that defense looks like, and again, the thing that gets me with Matt LaFleur's tendencies scare me. When Matt LaFleur gets stuck in his running ways and things go south, and as soon as Christian Watson got hurt, offense fell apart. Zach Tom and Christian Watson kind of both go out. The Broncos were in Jordan Love's lap with 4-man pass rush on that last drive, all drive once Tom goes out. Couldn't block a 4-man pass rush, which is wildly concerning. Plays didn't get a chance to develop. And then the tendencies scare me a little bit. So having to put up 25 a week scares me, knowing what this offense has been, as good as they've looked. Of course, there's a reason. It feels like every damn year with the Packers, there's always something that holds this team back from getting over the hump with Matt LaFleur. 2020, that last championship game. Of course, David Bakhtiari, the knee, injures again, and they lose in a game that they were very clearly winning, that as soon as Bakhtiari goes out, like Parsons, the impact and the ramifications are insane. It costs the game when you just watch both those games and what happened after the injury. There's always a reason. The Packers are just stuck in a perpetual state of a year away, right? And I think that's what's hurt so bad. And, if you go to 2021, it was Joe Barry, defensive coordinator, cost us everything. But also, that was the year of special teams was just an absolute shambles in hell and cost us so bad. And, of course, that championship game against the 49ers, they block a kick to end the first half, and then they make a kick to win the game. The game-winning field goal was decided by 3 points when we got a kick blocked. But then 2022, again, Joe Barry is there. Defense is terrible because of it. And then that's the year with the young wide receivers and Aaron Rodgers where they just did not gel at all. It wasn't good. 2023, Joe Barry still in attendance. Defense still terrible because of it. It's Jordan Love's first year at quarterback. Youngest team in football. They're ahead of schedule winning that Dallas game. But, no one really expected them to go do much more than that. They lose. 2024. That's the year of the drops, endless drops. And Jordan Love gets hurt week 1 against the Eagles. He wasn't right all season until the very end. He started looking a little healthy again, like Lamar is now. And then, of course, this year, should they not make it, the reason will be all of the injuries. Kraft, Parsons, Tom, Jenkins, Wyatt, Watson, stars. Evan Williams, another star, goes down. So there's always a damn reason with why this team can't get over the freaking hump, man. And the fact that LaFleur couldn't pivot once Watson was gone, and how the hell is Matthew Golden still not a part of the offense with Watson out of the game? Bo Melton is out there running freaking routes, and you got Golden on the bench. It's like I don't even know what it's like. Losing Tom killed you. The way that final drive went was horrible. With the pass, the offensive line just got murdered. Parsons on defense covered up so many flaws. Like I said, Micah Parsons has 66 pass rush wins this year. Between Rashawn Gary, Kingsley Enagbari, Carl Brooks, Devontae Wyatt, and Lucas Van Ness, they have combined for 67 pass rush wins. One more than freaking Parsons had by himself. And let's be honest, because of Parsons, he helped a lot of those guys come into some pretty favorable situations to get some good wins. And because Parsons is drawing 2 to 3 guys every single play. I have a solution, and my solution is to start freaking blitzing Edgerrin Cooper a little bit more. He did it a lot as a rookie. He was insanely effective, and they've completely pulled off of it this year, probably because of Parsons. You don't need to. Let him play linebacker. Edgerrin Cooper is your fly-around guy. He can do it all. Start using him as a pass rusher. It was so effective last year. He freaking slices through a freaking O-line like a hot knife on butter, man. That's my solution for the Packers. No long stunts. None of this wide shit from last year. Leverage Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker's abilities as pass rusher to get after the quarterback. The pass rush was great when they were doing that last year, and that last year was a tough pass rush. Secondary got cooked. No Parsons. Nick's torched us. Like I said, the 302 yards. And everybody knew the Packers needed to address cornerback in the draft. Everybody knew it except for apparently Brian Gutekunst, and this is a gripe. And Keyshawn Nixon's been nice. We clearly saw again that we should never have really put cornerback 1 keys into his hands. It's been good. I'll give him that. But it ain't like lockdown good to where if you don't got a pass rush, you feel really good about your island guy at cornerback. He ain't that. Carrington Valentine, I've been a big supporter of. He ain't that. And now the Packers, you see it. Again, it's just like last year. They got a bunch of dudes who can't get home, and they got a bunch of secondary guys who can't compensate for the fact that they don't got a pass rush getting home. They can't cover well enough, long enough, but, hard ask. It just, my soul's dead, man. It's so wide open, and we have a chance. I'll say that we have a chance still because it's so wide open. You got Jordan Love, and you have enough weapons to make it work, and the defense still has talent. But, I will never forget this day. The day Micah Parsons jersey shows up in the mail, he gets announced he's got a torn ACL. That's all. My soul's broken. This sucks. I don't. And the end of season schedule is so tough.
Stay optimistic, my guy. Stay optimistic, man. Stay optimistic.
You give up all of that. And God damn it.
This is what build character on teams.
Oh.
This is where you see who's next man up. Y'all still got the offense. The offense is still good. Christian Watson, stay positive, my brother. Stay positive.
I get it, man. It's a thing that's tough is what I just mentioned. It's freaking 6 years of this, of always an excuse as to why we don't give over the hump. There's always something. And then every year we end every season with, you know what, this team's really still just a year away.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years, we're in a perpetual state of the Packers are a year away for the last 5 or 6 years. And that's where it's so tough. They can't get over the hump with LaFleur. And there's always a reason. There's always a reason they're not good enough. Still could happen this year. It's just a lot harder to see that happening this year. Yeah. The offense, like I said, is going to have to execute at a level they haven't executed on all season. They're going to have to score more than they've scored. Like you saw against the Broncos. You said it, man. Like if you're scoring damn near 30-plus a game, you should be winning those games.
For sure.
What do you think about the Ravens? I'm done with the Packers right now.
Listen, I'm not going to make it too long. I'm excited that we putting together some wins. I don't care who you are, who you playing. If you can donut an NFL team, that means the defense is starting to get their groove going. Because this is still the NFL. It's still Joe Burrow. It's still Jamar Chase. We held them to Krispy Kreme, glazed, hot now donut. So I'm excited that the defense is playing well at the right time. We know Lamar can be Lamar at any time. So he just got to keep trucking away. And I'm telling you, if we get in, we going to be scared now. Because, listen, New England got creases. Denver got creases. Green Bay showed that Denver got a few creases. So I don't see anybody that we can't beat. So don't let us get in with a little confidence. And I'm going to be on this fucking show having popping bottles. I'm telling you now, if we make it to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be no more mug. It's gonna be a bottle being popped. So you better watch out for it because we coming.
Hey, you've changed your tone a couple times on this team now.
Listen, hey,
Hey,
I'm wishy-washy. I ain't lying. I'm a wishy-washy fan because I'm only 2 years deep with him.
that's fair.
So I'm in and I'm out. I'm playing double dutch. But when we doing well, I'm in double dutching, and when we not, I'm out. So fuck it. I tell everybody I'm wishy-washy right now. I only been a fan for 2 years, so let me get more comfortable. But we playing well, playing good football.
You know what stat that can give you a lot of hope for like going into the playoffs here is Lamar Jackson from week 15 on in the regular season is still undefeated. He's 16-0. So back last couple games, you're probably feeling really good about it right now.
And we don't got to worry about Patrick Mahomes, goddammit.
And don't got to worry about that demon Patrick Mahomes. And look, I mean, y'all had 189 yards on the ground. I know it's the Bengals defense, but the run game looked back. Again, Lamar just looked a little bit healthier. The Zay Flowers connection and touchdown was huge. And that, getting to Burrow like that. And Burrow's been playing really well since he's come back, and they got to him. They got to that whole offense, man.
Yeah.
I know T. Higgins was out again, but that Ravens defense.
That's what I'm more impressed about, though, is our defense playing well, because that's just giving me some hope that we're going to be able to stop because we're going to have to stop Josh Allen. Well, if we see him, we're going to have to be able to stop him. I don't want Lamar having to go back and forth with him, trying to out-duel him. We need some fucking stops. So that's just giving me good hope that we can stop an elite quarterback. We can get to him and we can get turnovers. So listen, I'm more excited about the defense than the offense. But like I said, it's the NFL. So donut in the NFL team is a big deal.
It is a big deal. And yeah, that Josh Allen redemption game, because you remember y'all were up 40-26.
Don't remind me. And Lamar fumbling and shit. Don't remind me. We won our rematch though, and hopefully it's coming. And I'm not going to get too excited because we still got to win some games. Some things got to happen for us. So I'm not going to get too hyped. Knock on wood.
Josh Allen, besides that first Patriots game, man, has outplayed everyone.
Yeah.
He's outplayed the gauntlet this year outside of that first Patriots game. But all right. Joey, let's hear about your Bears. And you guys win. You guys win yet again. DJ Moore on my bench in fantasy. 2 touchdowns. He must have heard. It always happens. We talk some shit about someone, and then something happens.
Always.
I'm just saying it's a trend. I'm just saying.
Man, I think I still am just getting back my feeling in my toes and my fingers from being out there for 6 hours. But it was worth it, because that's a game that we haven't seen for the Bears in a long time, where you're going into a game expected to win and take care of business with a lot of ease. Like, that's really, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but here, that's a lot. To go into a game relaxed as a fan is weird.
Must be nice.
So I'm going to take it, because it's been a long time since we felt it, and this is only their second 10-win season in 13 years, all right? So I am taking every day as it's the best day in the world. And as Austin said, DJ Moore is alive. And there's a lot of questions about what they're doing with receiver, especially with Rome Odunze having another injury, again aggravating a pregame. Luther Burden left the game injured. Cole Kmet left the game injured. So we're going to see what this wide receiver group looks like on Saturday. But getting DJ Moore some chemistry back, some positivity, and he's a guy that doesn't really emote a lot publicly. And he went off in that post-game locker room. Like, finally, he's like, it's about damn time, and much worse words than I'm saying. And like, it was just let everything go. So it was a lot of fun. And that Caleb Williams throw to him in the back of the end zone.
Between like 3 people, I'm like, woo.
Is that pure luck or the greatest throw you've ever seen? I don't know.
That's one of the greatest throws I've ever seen, because if you slow it down, he fit that mother sucker in, boy.
It was unreal. And now they're putting the side-by-side of the Montana and Clark rollout Super Bowl, or the rollout back of the end zone play and the Caleb Williams play. I'm not saying Caleb Williams is Joe Montana. Don't worry. But look at the videos on your Twitter timeline after the show. Literally, the play rolls the exact same way. The line moves the same way. The running back rolls out the other way. Williams goes to the lane over the. It's awesome. So that was awesome. And quietly still, this defense without a pass rush is leading the league with 30 takeaways. 30 takeaways. The record previous before Super Bowl era was 67, which the Bears got in 1935, which means everyone was just dropping the ball because no one knew how to play football. But the real record is 2015. The Panthers had 39 to close the year. The Bears are at 30 now through week 15. So we'll see if they can get there. But it's a weird spot. I was in line at the game, and there were some Browns fans in front of me, and they were excited for the Bears and were rooting to lose for their draft stock. And I'm like, this has been my life forever. And now I know they always deal with it, but to be told that from another fan base that, man, you guys are lucky now because you're in the driver's seat of a playoff run here and we're rooting for tanking. I'm like, oh, that's like all I've wished for. I hate talking off season for the entirety of the in season. So to be in a place where the Bears are in a scenario where they got to win one more game and they're most likely in, and two more to probably clinch whatever top spot they want to get. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a tough one against the Packers on Saturday. I'm stoked. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be a tough one because it is always a rivalry game, and it's going to be a lot more amped up again because the stakes are on the line again. Bears win, you increase your lead in the North. You win two more of those games, you could be looking at the number 2 or the number 1 seed in the conference. And if you lose 2 of those games, you may bump out of the playoffs because of how good the NFC is. So it's this weird 3-game stretch where you really control your own destiny if you're the Bears. There's a lot at stake in every game, and it's tough games. Packers, Niners, Lions. That's not an easy cakewalk here.
Yeah, and where I'm getting a little scared is Caleb Williams is doing this thing on a weekly basis where he makes one of the greatest throws you've ever seen. He's doing that weekly. It's really starting to piss me off a little bit.
Well, now you know how I felt for 30 years watching Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, so suck it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy how polar opposite the Packers and Bears are in like turnovers. Like, y'all are killing it with your turnovers. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Packers, there's only 5 teams averaging fewer interceptions than the Packers and only 2 teams forcing fewer fumbles. And I think that's a big reason why, like, the season is kind of going the way it is. Like, they're not creating any turnovers. Where on the Bears side is you're creating so many turnovers and new opportunities to score and stay in games. And, you know, if you're creating turnovers and give your offense another chance to stay close in these close games that y'all been playing all year, like, it's just a good recipe. And is it sustainable? They've proven it's looked pretty damn sustainable that they're staying in the right spots. And Caleb just needs to, man, I hope he doesn't put it together because, oh my God.
I hope he does.
Some of the throws he makes, if the accuracy part of this whole thing comes together, I know he's throwing a lot of balls out of bounds and shit, and people are trying to use that as the cope, but I think we can all admit there's been some pretty bad misses and some pretty poor decisions. But goodness, if he cleans it up, man, and adds a consistent attack to go in with at least one of the 2 best passes you've ever seen each game, it's going to become an Aaron Rodgers type situation where it's not stoppable. And his escapability out of the pocket makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick to have to watch it. And now with no Parsons, I'm already throwing up at the thought of him escaping us and we can't sack him. I'm pre-throwing up about that.
But you take some of that Browns tape. I know it's with Myles Garrett, but he could not really run this weekend. That miraculous throw was really the only rollout that worked that whole game. They kept him in the pocket pretty well. And I thought Garrett got the sack record, and everyone was because he tapped him on his shoulder when he fell down, but there was a half a sack.
Yep.
So they got lucky. He's got one more game to go.
Oh, you would have been in attendance. That would have been a sick thing to be in attendance for the all-timer. Oh, no.
I missed it by a half a sack.
Damn, that stinks.
Because 93 came in. I forget who 93 is in the Browns, but he came in and got him first. It was like, oh, man.
Well, that's gonna be my Packers prediction, because last year with Hafley's first year, when we were not rushing the passer good enough. We were playing so much contain and we were playing so wide. No mobile quarterback did anything against us all year because of how we played. And I think they're going to revert back to those ways, definitely against the Bears, where we might not put a ton of pressure on you. I think they're going to say, we're going to ask Caleb to beat us with his arm, and we're going to stop any type of running that this team can do.
Smart.
I think that's what they're going to hope for, and that's what I think that they're going to try to execute. Will it work? I don't know. That secondary is going to have to play good, and they're going to have to hope Rome's hurt. They're going to have to hope Luther Burden's hurt. I know Loveland's good, and Quay Walker, we still can't cover the middle of the freaking field to save our lives. But I think that's how we're going to play the Bears this coming week. I hope it works. It worked a lot last year, but they better hope that Caleb Williams doesn't turn it on and, completes above 60% of his passes, or you might be in trouble.
And we'll see. It was a negative teens this weekend. Next weekend's supposed to be a balmy, 45, 50 degrees.
Oh,
so
that's good football weather,
we're
baby.
back to fall football weather. So it should be no excuses for good one. The NFL likes to, whatever their script was for this week's game, they got a damn good matchup that actually matters finally in this Bears-Packers slot.
I'm praying they flex it, because we may or may not have made an oopsie on a dinner reservation 20 minutes before the game. Oopsie. And it's for my birthday. It's my birthday dinner with my wife. And I guess I didn't think to look at the Packers schedule that, we're into Saturday football now. And they're playing Saturday football at the same time as our dinner reservations at a nice steakhouse for my birthday. I've made a mistake. I might not be able to watch the game. We'll see. I'm going to need that game to get flexed. Please, God, flex that game. All right. Let's wrap up the show. We're long, so let's wrap up the show with our there it is. Iman, you say, I don't even know why I'm trying. What
there it is, player of the week.
All righty. I'll kick us off here with Iman's Ravens, actually. We'll start first. My there it is, play of the week goes to Kyle Van Noy of the Ravens. Intercepts Joe Burrow at about the 5-yard line. And then he starts trotting around with the ball and then hands the ball off to his teammate safety, Gilman, who then takes it all the way back for the pick six. So it turns out, smartest thing dude could have done on the play, Kyle Van Noy, 99 level awareness on that play to hand it off and let your guy take it, because Lord knows you were getting tackled and weren't making that sprint. So there it is, Kyle Van Noy, way to be smart. Great awareness.
And my there it is, player of the week goes to a hometown guy, goes to a guy that I coached for 2 years in high school before I gave up coaching football, goes to the nephew, actually, of Cam Chancellor, and the 5th NFL guy that I've ever coached, Keandre Smith Lambert, caught his first touchdown in the NFL for the LA Chargers this weekend. So salute to you, young guy. I'm so happy for you that you finally got in the end zone. You're going to have a great career. Just keep going. Ex-Penn State, ex-Auburn guy. So I just had to make you that, because I've known you since you've been a little kid. I've coached you. I know what you're made of. So your first touchdown in the NFL gets a hearty, there it is.
Hell yes.
Can you imagine that, though? Cam's nephew. His younger brother played for Oakland for a little bit. So Cam's younger brother played for Oakland for a little bit. And now his nephew is in the NFL. It's fucking
good bloodline.
Crazy. Man, I mean the greatest. Because his other brother, Cam's other younger brother was a stud in football too. Like their DNA is like no other.
Again, I'm going to need a little bit of that Virginia water bottled up for me and shipped out in the gallons.
Yeah,
I need to start drinking that stuff real quick here. I don't know what's in it, if it's the electrolytes or a little bit of sludge or something, some kind of alien poison in that water. I need
something.
It's
definitely something. So.
I need it. All right. Well, hey, another great long episode. Appreciate y'all sticking with us. Until then, we will see you on Friday. Have a good week, folks. We'll see you.